Ethical standards used to create an ethical framework used in ethical decision-making include utilitarian approach, which if a certain behavior action ends up providing the most good with the least amount of harm possible, that would be the ethical action. In the rights approach, the action that best protects and takes into consideration the moral rights of any affected individual is the ethical action. In fairness approach, all individuals are treated equally. If we have to be unequal, then at least in a fair manner that follows certain defensible standards. For example, it is fair to give scholarships to high-achieving students rather than low achievers. In common good approach, the actions showing respect and compassion to all other individuals is the ethical action. It puts emphasis on the interconnected relationships in all societies. And finally, the deontology approach, which is the degree of morality of an action, is based on whether the action is right or wrong, based on specific rules rather than consequences of the action. So 5 steps in ethical decision making. First, you have to recognize an ethical issue. What situation or action has created an ethical issue? Is it damaging people? Is there a choice between a good alternative and a bad one? And so on. And then you get the facts. This can be difficult or easy depending on the context. So what facts are directly relevant to the situation at hand? Do we have enough information to make the best decision? And so on. Evaluate alternative actions. Here you look at the different alternatives you have and see which one suits which ethical standard approach. Then you make a decision and test it. You keep in mind all different approaches, which one best solves the ethical issue in hand. And finally, you act and reflect on the outcome of your decision. How can you implement the decision in the best way possible to address the concerns of all stakeholders? What are areas of improvement? How was the decision? What was learned from the situation? And so on. So Codes of Ethics in a Corporate Environment is a document that explains how a company understands ethics. We have fundamental tenets of ethics. First, responsibility, where you accept the consequences of your decisions and behavior, whether it's good or bad. Accountability is recognizing who is responsible for specific actions. Liability is legal idea where people have the right to recover from any damage done by others, the firm or system. Sometimes the damage cannot be recovered, for example, in the case of execution of an innocent person. General categories of ethical issues related to IT include privacy issues such as collecting, spreading, storing, and selling information about individuals, accuracy issues such as authenticity and correctness of collected and processed information, property issues such as ownership and value of information, accessibility issue such as who should be authorized and if a fee should be paid for access. There are 2 rules followed while making most court decisions worldwide, which is privacy rights are not 100% because some invasion of privacy is needed for the better good of the society. There should be a balance between privacy and society needs. And the public's right to know certain information replaces the individual privacy rights.